Hey, welcome or welcome back. I'm back from my holiday and I'm ready to jump right back into our top 250 Amiga games list, and this 5th episode is packed with hits, so let's check them out together. Alien Breed 2 throws you back into the nightmare as humanity's last hope against a relentless alien menace. The story picks up after the first game. The alien horde wasn't wiped out and now they're swarming through vast, labyrinthine space stations. As a lone soldier, or with a buddy in co-op if you have one, you must blast, loot and unlock your way through dark corridors, gathering credits and constantly keeping your firepower in check. Bigger maps, tougher enemies and eerie atmosphere make this sequel a fantastic sci-fi backhand like no other. Supercars is a fast-paced top-down racer with a mischievous twist. You're a driver in a futuristic racing league, battling rivals on winding tracks while dodging hazards and spreading death and destruction with missiles and mines. Between races, the action shifts to quirky backroom negotiations with smooth-talking car dealers where you haggle for upgrades and try not to get swindled. The mix of high-speed racing, explosive combat and tongue-in-cheek humor makes every lap feel like both a contest of skill and a game of luck. Shadow of the Beast 3 on the Amiga trades jaw-dropping visuals of aerial titles for a much smoother and more fun gameplay, and honestly, it's a fair bargain. This time our hero, now nearly free from his monstrous curse, must battle through 4 elemental realms to defeat Malov once and for all. The graphics aren't as dazzling as the first 2 entries, but the controls are tighter, puzzles smarter and combat more satisfying. It's the classic case of less flash more fun, making this third outing the most enjoyable beastly adventure out of the bunch. Midwinter is a unique blend of strategy, action and survival set in a frozen future where you're saving what's left of Midwinter Isles archipelago. In this 1990 classic, the world has been plunged into a new ice age and you play as a part of 3 villages' resistance, battling the villainous General Masters who wants to dominate the snowy isles and rule it with an iron fist. You'll ski, hand glide and snowmobile across vast icy landscapes, recruiting allies and sabotaging enemies. It's part spy thriller, part winter sports adventure. Well, not really, but you'll get the gist. Simply put, you're James Bond on skis. The Lost Vikings is a quirky puzzle platformer where 3 burning Norsemen stumble through time and space after being kidnapped by the evil alien overlord known as the Tomator. You'll control Eric the Swift, Balog the Fierce and Olaf the Stout, each with unique skills like speedrunning, weapons use or shield defense. The story follows their comical quest to escape captivity and return home with plenty of slapstick charm along the way. It's teamwork, Viking style, with brains and bro equally required. Rainbow Islands is a colorful climb full of charm and whimsy. You guide Bobby, one of the Bubble Bobble twins, who must rescue the inhabitants of Rainbow Islands from the evil boss of Shadow. Cool name. Instead of bubbles, Bobby wields magical rainbows that he uses as both handy weapons and bridges to reach higher ground. Each stage scrolls upward, urging you to race against the rising tides while collecting gems and goodies. With its cheery visuals, catchy tunes and inventive rainbow mechanics, it's a joyful quest wrapped in arcade magic. Turrican III is a run-and-gun thrill ride where you once again don the mighty Turrican suit to blast through hordes of enemies. This time the evil machine has returned, as otherwise we wouldn't have a game, and it threatens peace across the galaxy and only you can stop his mechanical uprising. Packed with sprawling levels, hidden secrets and a truly dazzling arsenal, from plasma rifles to the trusty morph ball mode, it's a wild mix of exploration and chaos. Think of it as an intergalactic mechanical rod and control, but with way more explosions. Perihelion the Prophecy is a moody cyberpunk RPG where 6 unlikely heroes, psychasters, mutants, cyborgs and soldiers among others, band together to stop an ancient evil entity from breaking into their dystopian world. So you know, from making bad times even worse. I know, sucks. Wrapped in eerie visuals, haunting music and a bleak techno-fantasy setting, it mixes turn-based combat with exploration through a decaying empire. The story revolves around preventing the unborn from manifesting and consuming reality. It's stylish, strange and unforgettable, and yes, it remains my long-time regret that I never managed to finish this haunting gem. No Second Prize is a blisteringly fast 3D motorcycle racing game that straps you right into the rider's helmet. Developed by Italian software, it delivers a first-person view where you lean into corners with past rivals and feel every twist of the track. And all of that running surprisingly smooth even on the basic A500. With 6 circuits, changing weather and a career mode, it's all about razor-sharp reflexes. True to its title, one crash means game over. No retries, no mercy, just the pure thrill of speed and survival. Street Rod is a blend of grease, gears and glory set in the golden age of hot rods. Released in 1989, this racing game lets you buy, tweak and tune classic American cars before proving your skills on the open road. The story is simple but fun. You're a young gearhead aiming to dethrone the king of the streets. To get there, you'll hustle rival for cash, swap engines and race for pink slips. It's part car simulation, part drag duel and all retro charm in a single fun package. Zeewolf 2 Justice swooped onto the Amiga in 1995 as an exclusive treat for action fans, putting players back into the cockpit of a sleek attack helicopter to roam across vast 3D polygonal landscapes. Across 32 roaming missions, you'd blast enemy bases, escort convoys and pull off daring rescues, all with that signature sense of aerial freedom known from the original. Stylish, fast and unapologetically Amiga, it impressed critics and fans alike. I wasn't one of them. Populous is a cheeky little god simulation where you don't just play, you reign. As a divine overseer, your job is to sculpt the land, raise villages and guide your loyal followers, all while outsmarting a rival deity who's just as eager to claim the world as you. The plot is simple but grand. Lead your people to flourish, then smite the opposition with floods, earthquakes or even volcanoes. It's part sandbox, part strategy spread over 500 levels and all about flexing your divine mischief muscle with pixel-perfect power. Imperium is a blend of business simulation and cutthroat competition where you play as an old tycoon trying to outdrill, outtrade and outlast rivals. Released in 1989, it tasks you with building an empire by exploring oil fields, managing refineries and trading oil on the market. There's no real plot, your mission is simply to become the richest oil baron around. Along the way, you'll face sabotage, hostile takeovers and arcade-style minigames like pipeline repairs and oil fire control. Because capitalism in computerized form doesn't have to be dry. Warlords was a fantasy strategy gem where you and your buddy could battle for hours conquering castles and laughing at each other's missteps. It is set in the mythical land of Illyria, and the story pits 8 rival factions, humans, orcs, elves and more, in a grand struggle for dominance. You'd recruit armies, capture cities and send heroes on quests, all while plotting your next sneaky move. For 2 kids huddled around the screen, it was less about war and more about unforgettable adventures in pixelated glory, and that's exactly what a buddy of mine and I did years ago. Future Wars Time Travelers is Delphine Software's undiscovered gem. It's a quirky, sci-fi point-and-click romp where a window cleaner stumbles into a time-hopping adventure to save humanity. The story whisks you from the present day into the Middle Ages, the far future and even alien worlds. The plot sees our unsuspecting hero discover aliens plotting Earth's downfall, so he decides to foil them by leaping through eras. With cinematic-feeling cutscenes, tricky puzzles and tongue-in-cheek tone, Future Wars feels like a B-movie brought to pixelated life. Qwak is a fast, colorful puzzle platformer where you guide the plucky little duck through frantic, fruit-filled levels while dodging danger and collecting goodies. Originally hatched on the BBC Micro, its Amiga version turned up the charm with brighter graphics, zippier gameplay and 2-player co-op chaos. There's no deep story to it, no story at all in fact, just a duck on a quest for points, eggs and survival. But that's what makes it so fun. You play to enjoy it and not to follow an intricate plot. Think quick reflexes, bizarre enemies and a cheerful arcade vibe that never takes itself too seriously. Arcade Pool turned our living rooms into a smoky pool halls without the smell of tobacco or chalk dust. Released in 1994 by Team 17, it offered smooth top-down gameplay, realistic for the time ball physics, and a variety of pool modes that kept players hooked. Its simple controls made it easy to pick up, yet tricky enough to master, which is probably why it became my favorite pool game for a better part of the decade, and I played it with a buddy of mine and his family for hours on end. Kickoff 2 was a frantic, fast-paced football classic designed by the legendary on the Amiga scene Dino Dini and published by Anko. Known for its top-down view and slippery ball mechanics that never stuck to players' feet, it demanded lightning reflexes, skill and a cool head. Fans adored its chaotic charm, though it also sparked a legendary rivalry with sensible soccer. Amiga owners endlessly debated which was the true king of digital football, and I'm not sure that there ever was a definite winner. Whether you loved its unpredictability or cursed its difficulty, Kickoff 2 kept the pitch buzzing and living rooms loud. The Bard's Tale to The Destiny Knight is a fantastic dungeon-crawling quest where brains, bravery and a bit of luck collide. You must assemble a party of adventurers to recover the 7 pieces of the Destiny Wand shattered by the evil Archmage Lag of Xanta. Only by reuniting it can peace be restored and villain defeated. With sprawling dungeons, random encounters and a delightfully tricky wilderness to explore, the Destiny Knight is both punishing and rewarding. Ports of Call is a mix of business simulation and nautical adventure where you weren't just crunching numbers, you were steering ships too. It released in 1987 and cast you as a shipping magnate juggling cargo, routes and finances while occasionally taking the helm to dock your vessel without smashing it to bits. In fact, the minigame format used to resolve random encounters during the gameplay was the highlight of the experience. There was no grand plot in Ports of Call, but the thrill came from building your fleet and outsmarting rivals, and it was a title that I've played with two buddies of mine a lot back in the day. Goblins 3 is a beyond bizarre point-and-clicker in which mischief and fun trumps brainpower. Released in 1993, it's the third entry in the whimsical Goblins series. This time you guide adventurous reporter Blount on a zany quest to help King Bot find his lost bride, all while juggling otherworldly puzzles and slapstick humor. Along the way, Blount gets cursed, transformed and even finds love, because why not? It's a video game after all. With its cartoonish art, cheeky animations and delightfully oddball logic, Goblins 3 turns problem-solving into a series of super fun, often illogical puzzling challenges. The Legend of Kyrandia is a whimsical point-and-click adventure where magic, mischief and talking trees collide. Not necessarily in that order or equal amounts. You play as Brandon, a young hero suddenly thrust into saving his enchanted homeland after the evil jester Malcolm steals Kingdom's magical Karagem and plunges the land into chaos. Guided by wise mentors and quirky creatures, Brandon must uncover his hidden lineage, solve puzzles and restore balance. With lush visuals, charming humor and a fairy tale vibe, Legend of Kyrandia is a delightful trip through a world brimming with enchantment. Space Quest 3: The Pirates of Pestulon is a cult classic Sierra adventure where janitor-turned-hero Roger Wilco finds his way into trouble yet again. After escaping a derelict garbage freighter, he pilots a new ship across the galaxy, only to discover the sinister software company Scamsoft enslaving programmers on the planet Pestulon. Naturally, he somehow finds himself on a rescue mission toppling the evil CEO Elmo Pack and saving the day. All of it mostly by accident. Packed with quirky humor, pop culture parodies and slapstick peril, it's a classic spacefaring silliness at its best. Silkworm is a port from the arcades and a fast-paced, horizontally scrolling shoot-em-up where you and a buddy can team up as a helicopter and a jeep blasting through countless waves of deadly enemies. The plot is minimal, the world's in chaos and it's up to your unlikely duo to mow down tanks, choppers and futuristic war machines to bring back peace. What makes it sparkle is the uncanny co-op dynamic. One player soars above while the other zooms below, creating a chaotic ballet of bullets, explosions and pure arcade mayhem. Sabre Team is a tactical gem where your brain power and tactical flair outweigh the importance of bullets. Released in 1992 by Chrysalis Software, it puts you in charge of an elite 4-man SAS squad tasked with daring counter-terrorist missions. Instead of mindless blasting, you carefully plan each soldier's moves, sneaking, aiming and covering, making it feel like a pixelated chess match with guns. There's no grand cinematic plot in Sabre Team perhaps, but the thrill lies in rescuing hostages, neutralizing threats and feeling like the leader of the coolest team of special agents out there. Another episode, another set of phenomenal Amiga games. Did any of them surprise you, or are you still waiting to see your faves appear on our list? Let me know in the comments below. There's still 5 episodes to go and we're getting closer and closer to the cream of the crop titles, so make sure to come back when the next one drops. If you enjoyed the video, hit those like, sub and bell icons below, it helps more than you know. Thanks a lot for watching, take care of yourself and I'll talk to you soon.